Hey, what's up everybody, it's your boy David, and I'm coming at you with the free play mode quick hit E3 wrap up. And in this segment we are going to discuss Electronic Arts and what they brought to the table. To start off the show, there was a lot of catchphrases being shown on the splash screen, and ultimately Andrew Wilson, the CEO, came out and kicked off the show with a little speech, talked about the future of what was going to be happening at Electronic Arts, and that it was being co-hosted by Peter Moore, who was doing a simulcast by satellite in London with its own crowd, which was pretty cool, I must admit. Andrew Wilson went on to say that the futures of various franchises being developed at EA would be discussed here today within the 60-minute conference, and he said that Battlefield 1 would be shown, Titanfall 2, various EA Sports games, as well as Mass Effect Andromeda would be shown. And he concluded with, at the end of the stream, a 64-man 32 versus 32 Battlefield 1 gameplay live stream would be shown, which should be just ending by the time this video goes up. So to kick off the show, Vince Zampella of Respawn Entertainment came out and announced Titanfall 2. It will be coming out this fall in October for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Video of the multiplayer gameplay was being shown. This was actual in-game footage, which I do appreciate. The graphics do look to be upgraded from Titanfall 1, but they don't look to be on par with recent first-person shooters that have come out, such as Halo and other first-person shooters, and it definitely doesn't look up to par to Battlefield 1, but they did show the gameplay. It does seem to move a bit faster than Titanfall 1. Grappling hooks are now used in addition to jetpacks. Still has the parkour running elements, and you can even use the jetpacks and grappling hooks in conjunction to grapple yourself to an enemy combatant, which I thought was pretty cool. There will be 6 new Titans with unique abilities, and it will offer a beta during the summer. And you have to go to www.titanfall.com to enroll in the beta, and they will select you when it's coming up. He also announced the addition of a much needed single player campaign mode, and they showed off the trailer to that, and it looked very interesting. All the cool stuff that you saw in the various distances of the multiplayer in the first Titanfall looks like you'll be able to interact with those, such as the indigenous life forms on the planet. And it does seem that the storyline will be taking you in the role of a lone Titan pilot with a semi-sentient Titan that chose you as its new pilot because the original pilot was dead. I do look forward to seeing that, and as I did say, it is coming out this October. They did say it's coming out on the 28th, so be on the lookout for that. The next thing that was shown was Madden 17, and it's pretty much what you would expect from a new Madden. Better graphics, new animations, and so on and so forth. They are introducing a new commentary team, and Peter Moore went on to talk about how important esports plays and the role of EA Sports overall with the Madden Challenge, FIFA, and Battlefield as well. And he wants to make stars of all players and not just the major big-time professional gamers. And he's gonna introduce and give more information going forward as what he calls new 3 ways to compete, called Challenger, Premier, and EA Majors. Challenges, you host your own tournaments in these games. Premier scale would be large scale tournaments hosted with various partners such as GameStop and Best Buy and the like. And then you have your EA Majors, which would be exclusively hosted by Electronic Arts, and these events would be held globally, so be on the lookout for those. And the first EA Major would be happening in Vegas next week is the finals of the Madden 16 challenge, and they brought the 8 finalists on stage, ran a little splash video, and they went on to say that it will be shown on Twitch TV, YouTube, as well as ESPN3. So it's good to see that esports are definitely making an impact. I remember the Madden challenges from back in the day used to be shown on ESPN, so I guess they're bringing it back to ESPN again. And they upped the ante with the Madden 17 challenge in that it will span all 4 EA majors and have a $1 million prize purse. I don't know if that's $1 million overall or $1 million to be given to the winner of that. Next game that was announced and shown a little bit was Mass Effect Andromeda. I'll get this right out the way. They didn't really show any gameplay footage. What they showed was mainly behind the scenes developmental footage like run cycles and various other animations. But they did explain that humanity will be leaving the Milky Way galaxy to a new galaxy where humanity will essentially be the outsiders and the quote-unquote aliens. And again, I'll say no gameplay footage was released, was kind of disappointed me, and they didn't give a solid release date to that. The next thing they introduced, Andrew Wilson introduced, was the new EA Play to Give, and what that is linking various challenges to video games, and completing these challenges will not only give you various exclusive in-game items, but they will also donate money to various charities, so be on the lookout for that. Peter Moore talked about FIFA 17, and it's going to include a sort of a dynamic story mode in FIFA 17 where your player will be moving up the ranks of the Premier League. I'm not a huge soccer fan, so if any of you soccer fans want to explain this to me, feel free in the comment section. But it's not like we haven't seen anything like this before. NBA 2K has been doing it for a couple of years now, so it's kind of good that they're introducing it into a soccer game. So it would be very interesting to see how it plays out from a soccer perspective. And the title of the single player mode will be called The Journey, so be on the lookout for that. And it does promise more control of off the field playing situations, so that's where the dynamic story mode will come into play. You get to make decisions off the field as to how your career progresses. Patrick Sunderland came up next and presented the EA Originals program, and what this is Electronic Arts essentially putting their vast network behind indie devs, and it's going to be about 3 things. It's going to be about new and original IPs, supporting smaller developers, and offering funding to these devs. And a thing that shocked me was they are going to allow the developers to keep 100% of the profits after the expenses, meaning like after the developers pay back what is like the money that was given to them by EA to put out the game, they keep 100% of the profits. So that's pretty good. And an EA original game was shown at the conference today. It's titled Fee, and it's done by a Swedish developer, and it did look very impressive. It reminded me of Ori the Blind Forest. Has very artistic value, so all you artistic game heads out there who like games like Ori and Shadow of the Colossus, this game will be right up your alley, and has a lot to do with song, so to speak, like the song of the forest and of the animals and the various inhabitants of the forest. And it is a third-person, over-the-shoulder perspective. It did look very good. I want to see more of this game under and more Electronic Arts. And from it as time they talked about the direction of Star Wars and where it's headed under the EA brand. And 7 different studios are creating new games for the Star Wars license that EA acquired. They didn't show any gameplay footage of any of the games. They showed behind-the-scenes footage of what was being worked on in the collaboration with Lucasfilm, so I won't delve too far into that. And lastly, they showed more Battlefield 1 footage, and I have to say I'm very impressed at the direction that they are taking. They announced that it will support 64 players, 32 versus 32, and gameplay. You can also take control of like the super weapons such as like airships, battleships, and armored trains that will essentially wreak havoc over the battlefield. They announced the dynamic weather system, and that the dynamic weather will change the layout of various levels. It will change how you see and how you hear things. Like, for instance, if you're fighting on a bright sunny day in a village battlefield, you'll be more likely to hear everything that's going on and see further out into the distance, as opposed to rain where everything will be muddy. Your field of vision will be decreased, as well as what you hear will be kind of distorted due to the rain affecting everything around you. So I want to see how that plays out. And there will be an open beta for Battlefield 1 coming in the summer. And as I said earlier, by the time this video goes up, there will have been a 32 versus 32 100% in gameplay. Jamie Foxx and Zac Efron are also playing on these teams, along with a lot of YouTube celebrities, as well as developers from across other games, including Major Nelson from Microsoft's Xbox division. So let me know what you guys thought of the EA press conference. I want to know what you're looking for, what they could have done better, and could they have shown more gameplay, or were you satisfied with this? Look forward for my Bethesda Soft video coming either later tonight or early tomorrow morning. That press conference is at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so definitely go check that one out. They hit a home run out of the park last year with Doom, so I'm definitely interested in seeing what they bring to the table. This is Dave from the Free Play Mode, signing off for now. Hoping you have a good evening. Peace, folks. I'm out.